in Utah, when I was a boy, everybody knew what a downwinder was. We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen.
Well, Happy New Year out there to all you people. 8 o'clock Pacific genocide time. That's with a capital G-E. As the control freaks, the propaganda machine TASS, the Soviet America news agency, as reporting yesterday, CNBC, the mouthpiece. Now, I want people to explain that CNBC is coming out and saying Fukushima is in Canada, but not Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Just saying that is. Why are they saying that? We know they're the mouthpiece for the freaking CEOs. Oh, all the fish burgers. Run out and let's freaking have sushi and fish from 99% of it comes from the Gulf of Alaska. That's to protect their handlers on their leash. This will be the year, and I really believe this to be true. I think 2015 is going to be a year of reality, a year of reckoning, a year of karma, and I want to talk about some karma. Now, first off, what I believe. Now, I don't believe today to be the first day of the year. I'm, oh, you're pagan, well, so are almost religions pagan. I mean, just the reality of the first day of the sun starts to get longer. Chinese New Year, American New Year, the Queen's New Year, whatever. But, it's 2015 here in Americana, the Queen's military colony. Karma, I believe, is a byproduct of choices. I think it's a byproduct of logic. I think karma is very, very, very real. Now, karma could be trumped. Karma is trumped all the time by others, taking others' lives. That's what cancer is. Cancer trumps it all. It trumps it all. Was the exec for Amsterdam on the plane karma? No, but it sure was a byproduct of bad choices. This guy was bad fucking news. Do not kid yourself. What's going on in Indonesia, right out of the House of Essex, which is the House of Windsor, which he is a direct byproduct. Now, I want people to explain, and this is Nico's own words, kaka, which I'm a fan of his, by the way. His own words, fellowship at Berkeley. Remember, I was kicking around Berkeley. I've been kicked off the campus how many times? It was free in those days. $40,000 for a resident now. Last one in the club. He says, they give you fellowship, they groom you, they find these great minds. They put a gun to your head and say, you work for us at Livermore. Period. They threaten you. That's his own words. He came out of that thesis. It's hard to break ranks because they threaten you. They seek out the paranoid. They seek, and this is not some hyperbole. Now, we can go back into the Oppenheimer thesis. Oppenheimer was surely not paranoid. Oppenheimer was a very confident man, and for the very right reasons. Oppenheimer, and when I say this, you're all going to blow back. Oppenheimer was an environmentalist. And everybody's going, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm going to write a book about Oppenheimer being an environmentalist. Oppenheimer lived in those beautiful, beautiful landscape of New Mexico. It's his mom and dad's summer cabin. That was his place. He loved it. His mom even said when he was a little boy, he would take off on his horse for days at a time. He was a genius. I mean, beyond a genius. I think he spoke perfect Latin by the time he was 12. So when they come to this genius and says, you have to do this, let's do not forget Einstein and Oppenheimer were Jews. You don't think they knew what was going on in Germany? The genocide of their people, their own family, their own relatives? Of course they're going to defend. Even Einstein wrote dramatically about it. He says, well, I guess if you're going to make me do it, do this. You know, they opened the floodgates. Well, you got to do it at my place here in New Mexico. That's why it was there. You know, this is my place. I'm not going to Northern California. I'm not going to freaking Steinbeck's place. Can you imagine Steinbeck with Livermore? On day 1000, I was out there. I love that video. Stacey Anderson remixed it for me. It's creepy out there. I spent 3 days by myself out there, you know. Heather was out there for a day, and even creeped her so out, she didn't come back, you know. I mean, the University of San Francisco literature professor, she was out there with me. I mean, there's a few people that get this. So what the military, your Eugene McCarthy, the commies are getting us, the commies are getting us, the commies are getting us, who murdered my father, put his tonsils in the jars in Berkeley. By the way, they still haven't. You could think that's crazy. I remember when I used to tell people all the time, they marched 40,000 of their own Marines from Pendleton in the middle of the night, even lab rided them. They would look at you like you had 3 eyeballs. It's common knowledge now. By the way, they gave none of those people money. They spit in my mom's face. Nothing. Not a check, not a retirement check, not a medal, not a nothing, because they destroyed their records, erased them from humanity. Fuck them. YouTube fucking rescued that. I made sure they didn't erase them from humanity. They would seek out the paranoid schizophrenic. They're really paranoid. The nuclear industry loves those people because that's what McCarthy was. I mean, you think about it. It goes hand in hand with the Pentagon. The Pentagon loves those people because defense contractors play those people like a fiddle. They will give up every dime they have, all their money, anytime, which America has become that. America, home of the coward. So, this guy's on the plane. Do I think they shot it down? I have no idea. I don't ever talk about that kind of stuff. I talk about what we do know. He was on the plane. We know December 24th, 2 days before the plane goes down, the largest settlement in United States history, besides Philip Morris, the Justice Department, took these guys apart. They took them so far apart. They took both the French companies apart. Now, check out Arriva. You know, look what they've done in France. 80% French government. That stock is reeling down 80-something%, being destroyed by GE and Westinghouse. They don't have to take a poison pill. They don't have to have an unfriendly takeover. They have the United States government. You, the taxpayer. You'll do it for them. So Westinghouse and GE, and if you don't believe me, look up Hillary Clinton, Westinghouse's last duty as Secretary of the State in Czechoslovakia with the President of Czechoslovakia. You will break the contract. You will break the contract with these very companies and give it to Westinghouse. She uses the word Westinghouse, I think, 10 times in her speech. I thought Westinghouse was a private company. That I thought Toshiba bought Westinghouse. Toshiba is the parent company. Because you think I'm kidding when I say I pledge allegiance to the United States of nuclear. As General Electric and Westinghouse run this country. Big time. So he's killed on the plane. Okay, right up by my house here, Atomic City, Idaho. Who walks through a Walmart with a loaded gun in their purse with children? Paranoia will destroy you. It's a tragic story, but that's my whole point. I support all amendments to the United States Constitution. I support the 9th just as much as I support the 2nd, which the 9th gives us the ability to amend. You want to talk about the 2nd. The Constitution is an ebb and flow document because of the Bill of Rights. Because the Bill of Rights gave us the ability to amend the United States Constitution. The United States Constitution has been amended really 18 times. So no 27. The first one was 10, one whack. All 10. 10 is as important as 1, 9 is as important as 2, and so forth and so on. They're all equally weighted. So when you just want to jump on this, and we have the ability to amend because they were smart enough to understand. You can't hypothesize a population. How can you hypothesize a country that has 350 million people? You can't. You can't predict the future, but that's what the nuclear industry does. She's a paranoid, which so many scientists are there. That's because that's who they recruit. She works at freaking Atomic City. Oh, I've worked up there before. The place is creepy. Really fucking creepy. By the way, this is an incredible story. This is how sick Utah and Idaho are. The Mormon community. This is how demented and sick. They get all gung-ho. If you're dying of cancer and you get cancer in Utah, Idaho, and in the Mormon thesis, they come around you as long as you're like, oh, and you become very secondary. You become very soft-spoken. Oh, God will take care of me, which is the worst mistake you can make. And any cancer psychologist will tell you. Scream it from the top of the fucking highest barn. Go crazy. Fucking get intense. Get erotic. Be fucking extremely aggressive. Fight this fucker. Because they know people to say, oh, God, right. They all die. All of them. All of them. You cannot beat cancer that way. And I cannot believe anybody cannot, but that's what they do to you. So they rally around you. It's just like me. Okay? You know, there's media coverage all over people fucking like me. Not me. I've survived. I'm the first guy in the United States, maybe the world they know of. This is a major story, my survival. It's a major story. I have OS de novo, which presented in tumors. I am the first fucking guy they know of on Earth, that has done this willingly without a bone marrow transplant. A lot of praying, a lot of meditation, a lot of freaking good doctor's advice, a lot of power. It's a major, fuck, they ain't going to touch me with a 10-volt because I really fight cancer. Because I want to live. I fight cancer the way you're supposed to fight cancer. Aggressively, intensely, erotic. That's how you live. You have to turn those cells back on. And I'm sick and fucking tired of all the armchair doctors all over fucking YouTube. I'm sick and tired of all the armchair economists. Show me your credentials. I don't want to see your fucking... I watched YouTube videos for a few times. This is an intense fucking war. These are the lives we're talking about. The fucking YouTube genre has been abused to the 10th power. It's disgusting what people have done to this fucking genre. No fucking formal background. No Salt Eaters background. No fucking apprenticeship whatsoever. Yet you're a fucking expert. Because what mommy said is disgusting. I've had a gut full of them all. There's a powerful crowd out there that's gathering around us, a very powerful, they're serious business. Serious business. Yeah, there's some incredible activists out there, some writers, serious, but I want people to understand this. There's a huge crowd that are fighting for their lives with blood cancers, the hardcore acute blood cancers that rally around my site and watch. People don't know that. And here they can't even comment because you fucking rats and trolls will fucking go at them. It's disgusting. I can go through this fucking genre and see how many people have commented. There's dozens and dozens in there. The comments I've left them up that have passed. I've got to know so many of them. This is a fucking war. And tell you what, always, this is a fucking war. Cancer, they says, has always existed. Yeah, when you're fucking 80-something. Cancer is man-made environmental poison. You get cancer at 20, 30, 40, 50. And it's like here, the emperor has no fucking clothes. Skin cancer capital of the world. If the data was true, we know probably the leukemia capital of the world second, only to the Ukraine and the Belarus, is Utah. It's like southern Utah. I talked to so many people. We're going to move to Moab. We're going to go maybe to southern Utah. Why? You do realize it's the cancer capital maybe of the world. You're out of your fucking mind. Why were they not talking about it? Tourism economy. This girl has the purse, a gun in her purse. Her child gets the fucking gun out. Now you think about the ego and the arrogance of the baby boom who does that. Yeah, her life's taken, which is tragic. But think about the children. Think about the other people. That's the arrogant. It's like suicide. What an arrogant fucking grotesque, especially if you have children or you have family, which there's all kinds of guys do it. Fucking, I know tons of fucking my friends that have done it. Yeah, because your business fails, you go, man, because they don't know what I know. One thing that I learned as a boy, I think it was because I was so autistic. I grew up on that ranch. I learned that I don't have to have money. And I've had a lot of money in my life, and I learned it doesn't matter. The joy and happiness, wealth is not money. And I always knew that. I grew up in this incredible landscape. The joy is the environment, the birds, the mountains. I grew up on the fucking flyway. I mean, which they drained it off some corporate welfare dairy farmers down there, which is a county commissioner named Terry Gibson. He's best friends with fucking Mike Lee, these corporate fucking, which are the biggest welfare mooches in the world, like the Bundys down there in Central. Do you realize what kind of welfare mooches the Bundys are, the Bundy clan? They owe the federal government $3 million. They have all their fucking people on food stamps. They fucking exploit it every angle. That's the way they work down there. They're FLDS. They rape fucking young 12, 13, 14, fucking 15-year-olds. By the way, Utah didn't change the law until about a decade ago about consensual sex. Do you know consensual sex age in Utah was 14? Remember when the Portland Trailblazers were here in class and they had sex with some fucking 15-year-olds? Remember that in the late 90s? What happened to that case? Because the consensual sex age on a girl was 14 here. Why? Why? Because that's what these pedophile fuckers do. They're welfare mooches. They're ranging cattle in the Nevada test site, Bunkerville, Nevada. Now, there's a young autistic male that I've worked with for decades. This dude has got a mind that's out there so fucking far in Lulu. He can hardly communicate at all. I'm very good at communicating with fucking autistic people because I grew up with it. I understand it. I understand the spectrum to the 10th power. I'm very good with communicating with people like that. You'd be amazed. It's almost like people will walk up to my grandma. You say it all the time. People, you can ask my children. You can ask anybody around. Kids will walk right up to me. It's an energy that flows off those type of people. They'll come right up to me, and they won't come up to anybody else, and we'll talk because it's an energy that they feel and they understand. This young man lives down there in St. George, Utah. I talked to his mom many times. For the last 15, 20 years, he's dedicated his life to walking around out there where the Bundys range their cattle and documenting what the military dumped out there. Now, the Nevada test site set right there, but their dump was right there where the Bundy Ranch is. They would just take barrels of plutonium, whatever, and just fucking dump them. And no one goes out there. By the way, have you ever been through there? It's as rural gets. By the way, they want to turn it into a solar farm. That's what it should be, a fucking solar farm. It's the fucking desert. By the way, the Mojave has some solar farms. Solar farms are big time here. That's exactly why Utah is trying to trump the feds right now. Because Utah bows on their fucking knees and kisses the ass of the energy complex. Ask Tim DeChristopher. Oh, yeah, that's him sitting next to me at Flood Wall Street on the corner of greed and fucking popism, right in front of the Trinity Church on Wall and Broadway. That's him sitting next to me. It's amazing to me how ignorant the fucking boy, did I name this movement fucking right when I named it post-ignorance. America's drunk on fucking ignorance, and they're fucking proud of it. They have no clue of fucking how to live. But this kid documents everything that's out there. I have so many photos where they're ranging cattle and they're sending it into the fucking markets tagged as organic. Now, when I went out to the Energy Solutions site, and you saw me, cows drinking right out of the fucking burn plant's fucking byproduct water. You know how toxic that water is? You have any idea? This beef all goes right to Smithfield, Utah, which Ogden, Utah used to be the meat butcher capital of the world. Swift. How swiftly those jobs left. They took people making, by today's days, would be $120 an hour is what they made in the 70s. They were making $15 an hour in the 70s. Do the math. Really great fucking jobs. Strong. It's brutal work. Now you go up there, they've exploited all labor. Look, you can go into fucking what America is on, and I will say this right here, right now, and it's this simple. I've been in the streets with Million Math. I'm one of the organizers and the originators of that movement. John Anthony and I are the ones who originated that fucking movement. My ideas, post-ignorance, clear back before even Occupy, these fucking movements, so much of them out of my own fucking mind, on YouTube. Documented proof. As I'm in the streets with all these movements, the one thing I've learned how ignorant America is. People, even in the streets, the protesters, intuitively, logically, they get it. We have a lot of people in that movement who are very smart, very strong. But as soon as I walk to them and I tell them, look, there's only one answer, there's only ever been one answer. Tariff. They pull back because they cannot wrap their mind around because they're ignorant. They fucking forget fucking 4th, 5th, 6th grade fucking social studies, fucking United States history. This country was founded on a fucking tariff. It is the fundamental foundation of this country. Before the Bill of Rights. Tariff, the first 8 employees. Why? You cannot compete with slavery. It's a simple concept. It's enlightenment versus slavery. It's very simple. Hamilton knew it. By the way, Hamilton paid himself nothing. I've done so many lectures at Hamilton's grave. By the way, I'm the one responsible for getting his fucking grave fucking restored. Me and a couple other fucking professors at NYU. I'm the only one who used to go over there and fucking do lectures. Just me. You know, the most powerful man who created this country and fucking the way we fucking were, more than any individual. You know, as what's his name says, the great professor, he doesn't need a fucking state named after him. He doesn't need anything. United States of Hamlet, he is what we are. Well, what we were before the Patriot Act trumped everything that he fucking did. They unwound it all. Look, it's a very simple concept. You work for the government, serfdom. And you say, oh, no, I don't work for the government. Okay, let's talk about this. We call it the multiple effect. So you work for a defense contractor, or you are a defense contractor that is closely tied to the government. Or you work for a defense contractor that's working at the coffee shop that I'm sitting in right here. We talk about it, Scott and I, all the time. On government payday, he'll field right here 26,000 civilians. You know, everything. Government payday, his fucking handle triples. It's called the multiple effect. Beware of the military-industrialized complex. He knew, not just philosophically, but he knew economically. We're there. So the entire economy is rooted around the fucking military defense contractors. Once it's created, how do you back out? And then they incorporated the police. So the only things they cannot outsource are the food industry, the construction industry, things that actually have to be right there right now. So what did they do? They open up the border? No, Reagan opened up the border. The border's been open up for fucking decades. Reagan did that. What happened? They started picking and choose which laws they're going to enforce. It's against the law to pay someone cash. They gutted the construction industry. Go to fucking Nevada and see who cleans your rooms. They didn't used to be fucking slaves. Now they're brown slaves. NAFTA not only destroyed America, destroyed most of fucking northern Mexico. The farming industry. These people that fled here were farmers for the most part. They sold produce for a living on mom and pop fucking little farms. What happened on NAFTA? It allowed Del Monte, it worked cross-culture, across borders. Del Monte was able to move into Mexico and just gut the avocado industry, the tomato industry, the produce. You know, you're sitting on the freaking corner with your booth, feeding your family, fucking raising produce, selling a fucking tomato for fucking, 20 cents. Now they come in and sell for 2 cents. They displaced 50 million. Now, the criminals and the whole dynamic down there, which the Romney family, look it up, he's been drug cartel in northern Mexico, which the Romney family owns Stericycle here. The Romneys are the evilest fucking people in the world. And do you think I'm kidding on that, too? I live here. I grew up in the dynamic. These people are fucking downright fucking evil. They will kill anybody for profit. Stericycle in right here. Illegal as fuck. Ambrakovich was here. She says, trying to take him far. The only medical incinerator in all of the fucking this hemisphere that can burn encephalitis and these different diseases into the atmosphere. The only one. They kill people for fun here. Cancer capital of the world here. And people say, oh, no, look at the skin cancer capital of the world, probably the kidney cancer world. Let's go to southern Utah. Let's move on to train. I'm in the bone marrow transplanted LDS. The number one, there's a reason the best oncologists in the world set up shop there. Good luck getting in because they're packed. It's only one floor. I got lucky. It's a group of incredible doctors. Danish philosophy medicine. It's irony. Vincent Hansen from here, Fimbo Peterson there, they're both doctors. Their family bloodlines go right to northern Denmark, so do mine. Danish philosophy medicine, which saved me, and I had a dream before, which ties into Danish philosophy. They understood me, I understood them. I understood not to let them open me. I got lucky. Celeste down there says I'm the only Red 10 to ever walk out of there in the history of the fucking unit. It's amazing to me. By the way, Huntsman's still trying to sue me for $1,400 for a fucking phone call. That's how evil and phony fraud those fuckers are. Oh, they own Huntsman Chemical? Yeah, let's not talk about the fucking cure. Let's only talk about the cure. Let's not talk about the cause. So they come by you wrap around you, as long as you secondary, don't raise your voice and don't do the thing that you're supposed to do to fight cancer. They'll push that on you. Oh, yes, let's have KSO show up, and the family will tie ribbons. Oh, it's so sad. And then you die. Oh, honey. Now, I won't even mention who this person is, but there was a young woman who had the same disease as me. Her and I got to be very, very close. Her husband wouldn't even let her watch my videos. Her husband says, I'm too intense, I'm too radical. Her husband was making all the choices for her. I talked with her. You know, he did all the wrong fucking things. I want here to tell you, people, especially if you're the spouse or your mom or you're the dad, somebody's in it. I'm not talking, now these are very different cancers. I'm talking acute cancers that the statistical probability is probably going to kill you. You know, cancers that take 80% of people, 70%, 60% of people. Cancer in your thought. It's, my friend showed up yesterday. His daughter has fucking, you know, stage 4 breast cancer, inner lymph nodes. She's gone through everything. They've cut them all out, whatever. She's still smoking cigarettes. Now it's moved into her lungs. And he's like, oh, well, you know, it's God's will. No, it's not fucking God's will. Now, the intensity when they tell you, my mind went in this intense fucking spot that I didn't even know existed in the world. I can become very intense and very focused on stuff. My autistic fucking mutated fucking brain. But when I told me I went into some surreal fucking state the day that I got sick, I'm saying it's going to give you fucking leukemia, it's going to give you leukemia, it's going to give you leukemia, stomach ache on fucking, on October 13th, 2011. I was scheduled to speak in Zuccotti. I was organized with the originators of what is you guys call Occupy now. It wasn't called Occupy. I was standing in fucking Washington Square. We organized that all fucking winter long. I called it Post-Ignorance. They had all kinds of different fucking names. It was a teeny small group of people. I was due to be on the plane that day. I thought I had food poisoning. It was intense. It was radical. Went to McQuack D right here, the hospital. They sent me home. By the way, I'm going to sue those fuckers as soon as I can find an attorney with balls, because you got all the attorneys around here, they've joined the club. The attorneys in this country are rat pieces of fuck. And, you know, every one of those fuckers, when they get cancer, because they don't know how to fight, they will lay down and fucking die. They will die. And you think I'm joking about this. When you get fucking, they use the word acute on you, you better fucking be able to fucking fight in your own way. You know, and every individual has to make that up for themselves. And there's lots of ways. You don't have to fucking screaming your head off like I do, whatever. That's just my fucking, the way I did it. Fighting the people that gave me the cancer. But you better fucking be intense. You better push your body, push your mind, push it to the outer limits. Shut those fucking cells down. You know, and if people want to come to you armchair fuckers make me fucking sick. It's like this doctor in fucking Texas. That is a snake oil salesman. By the way, he fucked with the wrong family. The nuclear cartel themselves, the Marquards here, they extracted millions out of him, out of the old man. That family ain't fucking around. They're suing the fuck out of him, and they mess with the wrong people. These people have deep pockets. They're going to take this guy apart because this guy is a snake oil salesman. You people that grandstand this shit all over fucking YouTube. When I have a cure, none of you fuckers have a cure for cancer. If you had a cure for cancer, you'd be the most famous person in the fucking history of mankind, in humanity. You're fucking liars. You're frauds. Just like Gerald Celente. I made all my predictions for 2014. I predicted the market would make all-time highs. I predicted silver would fucking crash. I predicted gold would fucking crash. I predicted Apple would go fucking on a split-adjusted fucking thing to 120, which, by the way, is 840. I missed it by 20 cents. I was right on every single thing, which I have been, this intense, which I have been for fucking decades on the fucking markets. No one will listen to me. Is it Cassandra? Oh, yeah, I'm Balco. And, you know, you can laugh all you want, say that, but there's proof. That's the beauty of YouTube. Go look at it. I mean, tell you to short silver in the triple leverage when it was 47. Tell you to short gold in the triple leverage the day it hit 90, to the fucking day. There's a video out there, to the day. Telling you to buy fucking Apple all in, triple down, double down in fucking August of 2011, right before I got cancer, when the market's not down. Kramer and everybody else is telling you, get out, get the fucking sky is falling. Glenn Beck's crying, telling you the Dow's going to 1,000. So is Gerald Celente. So is Max fucking Kaiser. So is fucking Alex Jones. Every one of these. Greg Hunter. I told Greg Hunter the other day, I says, you know, thank you. You're 0 for 165. And you want to get rich in the fucking, seriously, you want to get rich? You watch Greg Hunter and these maniacs he gets on, because he gets people that are just, they're crackpots. They have no formal education. They have no fucking, let's see, I graduated the #1 school of business in the world. Not fucking said today. I taught there. The honorable MBA part in the world. That's the last organization from. Let's see, I started trading the cattle futures in the cattle pits of the greatest cattle future pits in the fucking world at 12 fucking years old in Ogden, Utah. Had a Hawken trial in my hands since the time I was 16, Michelangelo. It's amazing. But yet these people, so you just go, whatever they say, just do the opposite. You'll be so filthy, stinking, fucking rich. which I want to tell a lot of people this right now. There has been an incredible fucking paradigm shift since Obama became president. And I'll tell you why. Because the indoctrinated dogma fucking crazies quadrupled down in gold, and I can prove it. I can prove it because I have State Street's data. I know who got out of the markets, and I know when they got out of the markets, and I know what they bought. They bought silver at 35, 45, 28, 23, 20. They bought gold at 1,800, 1,900, 1,700, 1,600, 1,500, 1,400. They quadrupled down. They sold their Dow at an average of 7,200. We call these opportunity costs. And it says, oh, it's just in front. No, the dollar's gotten stronger in the last 6 years. The dollar was completely annihilated in 2003 to 2006. This is the ignorant and the dogma, because everybody was on their minds around the war. This is the insanity of America. You want to talk about it after you missed that fucking boat. Mission accomplished. The Bush fucking thieves. Remember when Snow was the secretary? That fucking Neanderthal creep, he should be hung. So should Alan Paulson. Alan Paulson is the greatest. He's only second, the greatest terrorist in America history, the greatest terrorist in American history. Benedict Arnold, the greatest traitor, the guy who destroyed America. Really easy. Alan Greenspan. Oh, second, only to Alan Greenspan. He's right up there on the fucking top of the fucking heap. Is Alan Paulson. Lloyd Blankfein right behind him. Jamie Dimon right behind him. These fucking people are fucking terrorists. These people looted America. And you, Rocksucker, I'll go back to Jim Bunning. Oh, I go back to Jim Bunning over and over and over. Oh, the senator in Kentucky, Republican. He called all this to a T. He was the only one fucking ranting. He would go crazy. He was head of the Senate fucking making committee. He would go nuts on him. I was going nuts on him. I was on Wall Street. I'm like, what is this fucking lunatic doing? He's fucking lowering the rate when it should be fucking raising. He started in the fucking spring of 2000. But he's going nuts. I'm going nuts. We're watching it. This whole thing crash. We're watching the dollar come unraveled. The dollar lost fucking... The euro gained 140% in 3 fucking years. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented. Look, and I wrote, you can go into my PhD, my book, Post-Ignorance, there's a chapter in there. I mean, that book is so, there's a line between conceptual art and concrete art. That very fine line. That's what I explore as an artist. That's what post-ignorance is. My YouTube videos, one of my style, I explore that teeny fat between the conceptual and the concrete as it happens. Because I can see it as it happens. The dollar was annihilated. I was in Manhattan, sitting on the fucking front row when the president of the Euro made his announcement, or the day that it went public. We hope someday to have the Euro trading equivalent to the United States dollar. I think it opened at 75 cents. It went from 75 cents to $1.60. Oil went from $12 a barrel to $160 from 2000 to 2006. Gold went from $225 to $1,900. Silver went from fucking 5 to 47, 50. These time frames. 2003 to 2000, the dollar just got fucking crushed. Wiped out, which you cannot avoid if you live in the United States, unless you've got a good portfolio with a currency conversion portfolio component to it, you got fucking whacked, and it's impossible to fucking avoid it. It's simple. It's like this, class. This is here. You go in my MBA. Okay, this is my MBA class, and I'm going to go back to teaching. I'm going to go back to teaching very soon, somewhere. You know, hopefully in Europe. Okay, class, walk in, and I'm a chalkboard guy. Class, it's like this. Okay. Mama, Uncle Billy, fucking Johnny, fucking somebody dies. Or you have a little fucking endowment, you have a little college fund that they left you. Johnny, get your gun. Okay, let's just use the number 10,000. That's a nice, easy little number. We can use the number, any number you fuckers want to use. So you have $10,000. It's the year 1999, 2000. We've got a surplus going on in the country. The leaner, smaller military. Wars are a thing of the fucking past. We learned our lesson from Vietnam. from fucking Korea. Those whole catastrophes just destroyed our youth, destroyed our populace. We rose up, and those were in the past. So, Johnny, you've got $10,000. Here, little Jane, you have $10,000. Okay? Take out your flux capacitor, HP, iOmega zip fucking drives, and Novell fucking spreadsheets, your fucking DOS, your fucking Corel Windows, before fucking Bill fucking Liar Gates fucking crushed the fucking technology economy of fucking Utah. Take them out, Johnny. Let's do your math, kids. How much oil could you buy? How much gold could you buy? How much education? How many pairs of shoes could you buy? How many beers at the bar could you fucking buy? How many hookers in fucking Vegas could you fucking buy? How many fucking ounces of fucking methamphetamines or cocaine could you fucking buy? How much car could you buy? How much fucking donation could you leave in the plate as they passed it around could you buy? How much of the fucking carpet could you buy? How much of your fucking ugly Avon fucking home shopping decorating fucking pictures could you buy on the wall? How much of this fake fucking pretty fucking picture art regurgitation fucking Kincaid could you buy? Okay now, kids, let's race forward just a few years to 2003, 4, 5, 6. Let's weight your dollar. What? It's $1.50? It's $1.60 against the euro? Okay. We don't even have to weight it. How do great economists always weight currency? We've always weighted it against, for a long, long, long time, gold. Now, who created that? The Queen, the thesis. Now, before that, it was weighted against fucking birds of fucking paradise feathers. The Queen put a bounty on the birds of paradise feathers. Why would she do such a thing? Those are beautiful, amazing, incredible creatures. Why would she do such a thing? Oh, to get rid of that mode of currency. They extincted them, by the way. They're extinct. I mean, probably the most spectacular creatures on Earth, extinct. Bounty right out of the House of Windsor. Let's turn gold into the fucking currency. People say, oh, it always was. The fuck it always was. Flowers were the number one currency. Stones were forever. What about leather bucks in California for $400? I own a fucking leather buck, by the way. They turned it into gold. And somehow you think that I hear people tell, there's only enough gold to fill 3 swimming pools. You fucking lunatics. Too much fucking peg to the gold center. Whose idea was to peg it to the gold center? The Queen's. Control fucking the exchange of wealth. Control the promise. That's all fucking money is. Mama's just a promise to pay. You want to check, well, the Fed needs to go fucking, the Fed's private. Well, how about when the Fed was public? The one bankrupt then, too. It's always been an ebb and flow through fucking currency and greed. Fed need to go now? Oh, fuck yeah. They fucking Greenspan destroyed that fucking apparatus. It needs to be gone. They need to restructure, which we've done so many times in this fucking country. Hamilton started the fucking Federal Reserve. It wasn't called the Federal Reserve. It was called the Central Bank. His words to Jefferson. It is naive to think that our shores will not be attacked by our vast natural resources. Thus, we must have a militia. We must have a strong credit rating. We must have the ability, a central bank, to borrow fucking money in the future to fight these fuckers off. Was he right? Oh, yeah. And I tell people all the time, without fucking Hamilton, you'd be all speaking German. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You don't think the fucking Germans would have won without the ability to fucking borrow? Without a central bank? You fucking right, they would have fucking won. How much fucking money we buy? And you think, oh, that's just rage, you can print it. Oh, no. Oh, no. It has to be fucking homogenous through foreign fucking people. It has to be the strong currency that goes back and forth. People are so fucking naive and ignorant about this, it is fucking bizarre. So you take that $10,099, Johnny and Jane, and let's see what you can buy now. Now, the dollar has reeled way in. By default, yeah, dead cat bounce? Fuck, absolutely. Oh, it's like, oh, we got to start. It's horrible what's going on in Europe. People that have never been to Europe. I love the German economist. I love him. I love him. I mean, he looks so much like me. He rants and raises a carrot. I'm trying to think of his name. He's on CNBC. They're starting their bullshit, the propaganda bullshit with him about, oh, Europe cracking thesis simply to them. Are you kidding? Well, if we're suffering, we are suffering at a very high level. Why? Because they don't spend fucking 75% of every fucking piece of penny of fucking wealth on making bombs that we don't use. Defense contractors that we don't. They're still making fucking tanks from the 60s technology. all over because it has become pork on Balco. Beware of the military-industrialized complex. You're there. This is feudalism. They paid guys like Savage. Savage comes out of Berkeley. Savage comes out of the head of the snake, where all these guys do. They all come out of there. They find these people. The CIA knows who these people are. The CIA goes right to them. CIA has a fucking playbook, just like they go to Sony Pictures. It says here, Sony Pictures and the NSA go to fucking together like peas and carrots. They write the scripts of most of the fucking movies. Always fucking have. But now it's on Balco. We'll let you in the club. Here, come on in. Last one in, shut the door, and you fucking accept, because there are no men with integrity left in this fucking world. There are no Peggy Guggenheims that break ranks. There are no fucking Mrs. Whitneys that fucking break fucking ranks, Vanderbilt's fucking children. There are no fucking Patty Kirsch left. There are none. There are none. There are none. Everybody's drank the Kool-Aid, lock, stock, barrel, and they'll fucking die and go to heaven, get their 10 virgins with their fucking Mormons. They're fucking insane. They're insane. They fucking preach fucking religious fucking theater when they're fucking actually devils. Thou shalt not kill. Love them, for they know what to do. Yet they're all for killing anybody at any drop of the fucking hat. Go drop some more bombs. America's gone. America's fucking a feudal system. So you go rise to the fucking top, and then you're a serf. You work for the government, and the government employees have doubled salaries in the last decade. Doubled. Because they can't. Academia totally lock, stock, fucking. The professor that's teaching my class makes double what I used to make. And he's pathetic. This guy's a high school fucking moron. I mean, he is pathetic. Academia is pathetic because it used to be the PhD, and the professor led the program. You know how you got a PhD in the old days? The old school PhD? You had to do it in the theater, which I've done the last few years. This is my second PhD, by the way. Post-ignorance. Out there in the streets. You have to create something new. You have to be something. You're the leader of the fucking university. The professors are the leader. Now, oh, no. These are cash cows. Abuse the students, raise fees, and then you find people to just fit into your mold and sheep. You work a couple hours a day, have grad students doing testing center, then just fucking walk out. Hobnob, go on 2-week fucking seminars to castles in Croatia. That's what academia is. They don't teach you anymore. Anybody's going to college. I had this argument with my daughter. I said, what are you doing? Going to fucking school. Fuck, you learn more than fucking 6 hours on the fucking internet, and you'll learn they're not professors anymore. They're pathetic. And I mean, academic freedom. Entire campuses are protest zones. You can say anything you want on a campus. That's in the Constitution. Oh, I forgot. We have no Constitution anymore. It's called the Patriot Act. By the way, the Patriot Act is a fucking illegal act. Congress passed it. Yeah, but it's an amendment of the Constitution. Look it up. I want you to look it up. Google how many fucking votes it takes to amend the United States Constitution, which is the longest we've ever been without amending the Constitution officially. When was the last time? Raise the age to vote. What was that? Late 70s? I mean, it's been amended 17 times post the Bill of Rights. Oh, well, women couldn't vote. We had to amend the Constitution for that? Yeah. Oh, governors appointed fucking senators. We had to amend the Constitution for that? Oh, what? They amended the Constitution where you couldn't drink? Yeah, 18. We turned it the 21st? Huh. Wow. Term limits? I mean, it's an open document. An ebb and flow, yet you concrete throw down on what you want to throw in through dogma. Oh, I'm Christine O'Donnell. I'm a Constitution scholar because I went to a fucking Koch brothers fucking sponsored a fucking attended fucking constitutional fucking scholar fucking thesis for fucking 6 hours. It's insanity. Now I'll give Mike Lee, even though he's a teabagger fucking radical, whatever, he does have a fucking incredible education from the indoctrinated fucking private fucking Mormon school which runs the country. BYU law. Do not kid yourself how powerful BYU law is. Judge Alito. Karl Rove. The hijacking of the United States Supreme Court was orchestrated at BYU law, right here, by the Mormon Church. We have one-party politics in Utah for 40 years. Believe it or not, we were a swing state for decades and decades and decades. Fiercely strong environmentalists here. Rita Stegman was here. Fucking Edward Abbey was here. Carol Gallagher's still alive and well. I don't think she lives in Utah. I think she lives in Colorado. All these incredible environmentalists that, they're old, freaking dead. The ones that are hanging on, they did their gig. Is it time for me to do my gig? Yeah, I've been doing my gig the whole time. I'll fight on. I'm going to continue to fight in the fucking streets and, falling on deaf ears, of course. Because people are too fucking ignorant. What's a tariff? They don't understand tariff. Oh, they do not understand it's the only possible way to strip wealth from a globalist. Michael Savage is told to use the new world order. Are they globalists? They're globalists. There's nothing new about it. It's as old as Babylon and evil as hell. It's the philosophy to enslave other humans. By the way, in Indonesia, where he was killed, slavery is legal, just like it was in New York City in 1911. I was leading up my post-signers gig, as you know, all over people, my early viewers on YouTube. I was leading up my entire move, my entire PhD, my entire fucking walk, my entire thesis was for a revolt, a revolutionary movement called post-ignorance. I knew I was smart enough to be in Washington Square the whole time because I know everything that ever happened in Washington Square. I'm there all winter of 2010, 2011. We're getting ready. We're going to do a major event. We got a small group of really great intellectuals, young people that are organized with me. They're watching on YouTube. They're coming around. We're getting it together, just a small little group. Right there where fucking Castro cooked up the fucking takeover of fucking country with a fucking few fucking guys in a dorm room at fucking NYU. We're all right there. Hamilton's place, the first abolitionist place, where the Gay Pride freaking march was started. Right the very bench. You look at that video where he says, God, they look like towers there. That guy's walking around. I had no idea that was Dennis Oppenheimer's son holding the camera there. I had no idea. That Shirtwaist Fire Day. 3 years. That's him. In the exact same spot that Pollock and Motherwell discovered by an oligarch who broke links. Remember, those guys were WPA artists. The government hired artists in the work program. The same bailout happened in 1932 that happened in 2008. But here's the major component difference. The bailout in 2008, they gave it all to the bankers. Their wife, they gave. People don't know this. Most of the oligarchs in New York City and the Wall Street bankers and the fucking high elitist people, they gave their wives suitcases of $100 bills, million, and just told them go spend it. That's no bullshit. By the way, the nuclear cartel, TEPCO, got huge amounts of fucking money. Back then in 32, oh no, the populace got the money, the CCC, the WPA, the kids got the fucking money, the artists got the fucking money directly. The art that changed the world came out of that program. Without those people, including Warhol, all of them, they got stipends. And then we had a woman named Peggy Guggenheim. Now, her motive was different. It's sex. I mean, she liked to have sex with piano artists by the hundreds, by the way. It's amazing. I'll tell you this incredible story, so it's in the domain. My dad and my uncles and my grandpa built the spiral jetty. It's my family. Mr. Whitaker's my uncle. My grandpa, Abraham Hunsaker IV. Abraham Hunsaker I is the guy who found the gold at Sitter's Mill. Brigham City, Utah. When he comes in, Smithson, I was a little boy. My dad worked for my grandpa, my mom's dad. He had all girls. That's why that name died. So we're all bidding it. They're all bidding it. The family, whatever. I got to go out there. I got to meet Robert Smithson. 1970. I was 10. Patted me on the head. And so, as we did this, when I got cancer, I've always known Smithson's philosophy, his mind, his way. I've always understood and got him. Fine line between conceptual and concrete. Yeah, he went all the way concrete. But remember, he made that jetty not for the environment, peace, which he used the environment for the peace. His mind was on how red that lake goes. Well, right behind my house is the trestle. I grew up on this ranch right there, huge ranch. I still live on it, by the way. I still live there. Very original first fucking Mormon immigrants here in my family. Now, there were some white boys here before called Kit Carson. By the way, I can take you right behind and show Kit Carson 10 years before the Mormons got here where he carved his cross on Fremont Island. You can walk there. The Great Salt Lake's so fucking low. You'll drop from hell. So, Smithson, when he built it, they changed the causeway. The causeway is how they killed all the fucking redwoods. They built it out beyond. I have some vases made out of it. They tore it out in late 1999, 5, 8, 7, 6, in 2000. By the way, he drowned right at the end, the guy who took it all out in the Great Salt Lake. I grew up on that lake. You could see the curvature of the earth right there behind my house. The trestle went across. It's one. We used to call it as little boys, as kids. We used to call it the eighth wonder of the world. Our teachers taught us that. Whatever. By the way, you see that school, Westwood Elementary. They tear it down. The Frank Lloyd Wright Prairie Star School that Leslie Hawthorne did, the only one on earth. You used to be able to look out across that, and you could actually see the trestle was on the edge of the fucking clear out there in the middle of the fucking Oilers immigrants. And they took it out. Well, there's a ballast one there now. They put it there in the 50s, which has been sinking the entire time. They've taken whole mountains. They continually just put more and more rock in it because it continues to sink to get the trains across. Well, it blocked the flow, the natural flow of the lake. So on the north side of the lake goes incredibly red. Smithson saw that flying over. He was interested in that red. You got to realize how psychedelic art was then and how psychedelic he was. If you don't believe me, just Google. He was all about making that movie. By the way, the jetty was made in one day. Boom, 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 boom. Went out there. I was there the day that it was being made. Stood there with my dad. Smithson patted me on the head. By the way, he reminded me of my dad a lot. He looked like him. So he shoots that crazy film because of the redness and the psychedelic. Well, I've always been fascinated because right after that drought that we had at that time ended. It went into an incredible wet cycle. I mean, the Great Salt Lake was up over the top of I-15 in 1983. I was working on the Mormon Church Hospital and was downstairs sawing concrete. And it was flooding. We had fucking sandbag rivers going down State Street. I-80 was covered with fucking water. The fucking lake was so fucking much it rose up into our fucking farm behind my fucking house, and the salt killed all the fucking crops. And that incredible marsh that's been drained off, the greatest flyway in the world, has been drained off by corporate welfare fucking mooch farmers, who are the same people who are trying to cut food stamps, which draw $10 million of fucking welfare. These welfare farmers, they're out of control. These welfare defense contractors, they're the fucking well-choir feeding bitches. So, while I'm in the hospital, I always wanted to catch the lake at the exact level that Smithson caught it at. And it was one of the things that was on my bucket list. You know, I'm like, oh my God, and I hate that term, by the way, bucket list. Fuck you and your bucket fucking list. Who come up with that shit? These idiots were dumping ice over the fucking top of each other. Fucking wild. By the way, the guy that started that movement, was that Carmen? He fucking died diving in water, broke his fucking neck. It's crazy to me. So, I'm in the hospital. I'm thinking a lot about the fucking jetty. My fucking mind goes so erotic and so intense on the fucking art. So, this is a crazy story. On the 10th, I know when the fucking sky gets perfect here. I know when the fucking sky goes perfectly blue in the landscape and the best lighting is October. Utah, October is the most spectacular place in the world. So, I go out there, October, planned it the 3rd. I knew right to the day, and I'm thinking, it's got to be very close right now for the first time in its history. The lake can fucking fall and rise fucking 18 inches a day. By the way, you go up there now, you'll have to walk for fucking miles to find water. The Great Salt Lake takes a tremendous amount of fucking water from the western United States, and it's the great fucking thumbprint of the environment. You just got to look at it. You can tell everything. Oh, the grebes died. The eagles died on the edge of it behind my house. Oh, what's this? Type in, I want you to Google Operation Jackrabbit or Operation London Fog. Who's out there? Yeah, the government. The Army fucking chemical test fucking thing. It's all right there. They obviously had an accident in 2011 and 2012, killed all the grebes, and Cass and all these guys go along with it. Well, it kills people too. So I go out there to shoot my video up there, and there's videos all over, and it is perfect. I spent all day. Those videos I shot will be the iconic, most perfect videos ever shot in the history of the fucking jetty. Bar none. Bar none. But people are too blind to see that. It'll probably never happen again, the way we're going. Who knows? It was there for fucking one day. You know? So a guy comes pulling up. He comes and flying up in a van. I'm out there all by myself. By the way, I fought tooth and nail right before I got cancer putting the road out there. At the University of Utah. And by the way, talk karma, those fucking Nazis. I'm like, don't do it. Robert Smithson hated fucking museums. Hated them. To this day, he's still not there because his wife, who did the sun tunnels, who just passed. So, she was on the board. It wasn't about because he hated fucking museum. That was his fucking statement he was making with his environmental art. Read his quotes. So they fucking make a Smithson show and says, I said, don't do it to a fucking road. He'll put back karma on you forever. I had a vote. They pushed me out. Oh, fuck this fucking crazy lunatic Kevin Blanch. Fuck him. Just like they have an anti-nuclear club down there, which Mary Dixon and all of them, they hate me because they come by y'all, sit around, have cheese balls, and have little parties. Richard Groves brings his wine. They make me fucking sick. They're not anti-nuclear. It's a club. They're war profiteers. By the way, Kevin Camp, Beyond Nuclear, fucking Chris Busby, Arnie Gundershell, they're war profiteers. They're not anti-nuclear. You know, none of them are anti-nuclear. I can prove it. Even Helen's not anti-nuclear. I can prove it. Because did they show up at the Megan Rice trial? Nope. And this is Megan Jr.'s own words. Her niece. Where are they? They were heartbroken. I said, because they're not anti-nuclear. Don't you understand that? She said, oh, I do now. I said, they're war profiteers. Go to your debt clock ceremony. That's where they go. You know, they grandstand, Allison. McFarland, same with her. They're not anti-nuclear. They're war profiteers. It's a club. Oh, we wrote books. We have a museum. We put a thing. And think who owns the museum in fucking D.C. that they have their show on. Oh, yeah, that mass murdering fucker. So I shoot the video. Guy comes pulling up in a van. He runs the van. This guy is something else. He's a piece of fucking work. He says, gets talking. It's Joseph McDougall, the fucking famous, one of the most famous sculptors in American history. It's just he and I. He's the ice in the desert guy. By the way, he's a fucking character, man. He's something else. He's fucking, we talk for hours, and I'm shooting a video. You cannot make this up. And I'm talking in my video about Peggy Guggenheim, little birds chirping. I got my soup can there, flipping around out there all by myself. First thing comes out of the mountain. I don't bring it up. He says, you know, I went on an apprenticeship to fucking Florence, Italy, and fucking when Peggy Guggenheim was living over there, and he says, she used to have a recruiter go around and find these young artists. You know, like the NBA players do now. Like Magic Johnson. That's what NBA players do. They hire scouts, go through the audiences, go around, just find girls. Hey, you interested in sleeping with this guy? And that's what they are. You'll go pay $1,000 a fucking ticket to sit and watch these fucking guys having sex with 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Babies. Karl Malone's got fucking children from 23 different girls here. One of them 15, by the way, protected. Foster raped a fucking 14-year-old fucking here from the NBA. Fucking so then these guys will sit on there. Oh yeah, we love them more. They drink milk. The NBA protects these rape artists. So does the NFL. So does all. And they protect them because, you know, just like the fucking popes, you know, raping children. None of them go to jail. There's two fucking Americas. There's no justice in America. So he brings it up. He's like, you know, Peggy Guggenheim came to me when I was a young guy, and he says, I wasn't about to sleep with no fucking 80-year-old fucking lady. He says, worst mistake I ever made. Could have advanced my career. And then we get talking. You can't make this shit up. Guess who he works for? His wife, by the way, is the curator of the fucking, I believe, the Guggenheim in Seattle. Oh, he's fucking Bill Gates, private. And I says, fuck, you're done. I says, you're over. Your fucking art's over forever. You fucking throwing it at him? Well, had to do it, man. You know, I said, well, you know, all your fucking great sculptures through Detroit, through Michigan, all that, I know his work. Not me. See, I'm a Pollock. Pollock didn't fit in, but Peggy took a fucking chance on him. Mrs. Whitney took a chance on him. And by the way, he was no dripper. Max Ernst invented dripping with the can now, which what a talk about ahead of his fucking time. Oh, another one of Peggy Guggenheim's. She exiled him to the fucking desert of Utah, by the way. Remember his fucking great fucking skipping fucking rants fucking going down Fifth Avenue? I've done the exact same thing. I have some videos where I did the exact same thing in the same place. How can you possibly do that in this day and age? Because there was a windstorm, a fucking storm in the fucking winter of 2010, Christmas of 2010, so bad nobody was on the street, so I did it. The videos are out there. Went to Pollock's fucking studio, shot a video right there. 3 years later, we end up eating dinner, and the same thing with fucking Dennis Oppenheimer's fucking don't even know what it is, and they're the ones that led me to that. You can't make this shit up. Synchronicities, the strength, the power, I call it the light. The artist previously in front of me, it's amazing. So I shot those videos out there. I'm so proud of those fucking videos. By the way, digital art. Andy, why are you making these movies? It's a lot easier than painting. My videos are fucking art. Afraid of my fucking oil paints? Oh, fuck yeah. By the way, my best fucking oil paintings that I've ever did, no one's ever seen them, ever. I'll start showing them. I've been an artist my whole fucking life. My videos are art. Period. That line between conceptual art and concrete, I dance on it. I do backflips on it. Dan Tunin. Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Until you understand them, get out of the street and go home to your fucking basement. Eat your fucking, pop your fucking pills at your drive-up pharmacy. Eat your
all
taco.
nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical.